Is Russia a dark, scary place full of bears and bad guys? Watch this video and tell me what you think in the comments.
Если вы хотите смотреть наши видео на русском, вы можете смотреть их в Яндекс браузере на русском языке, там есть дубляж. Catherine II, she gave an order to start building this, and this is how long it was being built. So 1775 till 1787.
That's where we are.
Ready?
Да.
О мятежниках, культурных властях.
Не забудьте посмотреть эти видео за выключениями VPN для другой страны, чтобы мы получили кредит на рекламу.
Hello and welcome to Expat American. I'm Mrs. Expat American. Today is -7 degrees Celsius outside, and I'm going to answer the question why I left Russia.
You're leaving me. Sveta, first up, where are we? This beautiful place that we're walking through.
So I believe this is the largest park in Moscow, and this was built in 1776, and that is a wonderful, beautiful, very romantic place, and it's called Tsaritsino.
Do you know what else happened in 1776?
Yes, I do.
Do you want to tell the audience?
You can tell the audience.
I'm
You're
an
the
American,
Expat
expat American. In 1776, the United States of America declared their independence, well, I guess the colonies declared their independence from Great Britain when this was being built. Sveta, tell us, why did you leave Russia?
So I have two reasons. And the reason number one was you, honey, because of you. Because I met you, I fell in love, and then it turned out that you are from the USA, from Florida. So, and my second reason was I always wanted to see the West. I was in some countries, but I haven't been to the USA. So I was thinking, that is a shining city on the hill. This is a great place to live. There is a lot of technologies. It's, some new technologies. It's nice people. It's sunnier, so it's interesting. So I was watching Hollywood movies, and I was inspired to go there and live there.
Sveta and I have come into this museum, this underground museum underneath the palace. We visited here a few times before with the kids. We've never been downstairs. I didn't even know this existed. So Sveta, what is this place? Where are we?
So we are in the museum now. But it was built originally. It was built for Catherine the Great and her son by one of the architects. His name is Bajenov, and you saw him the monument of the architects. And then she came and she didn't like it, and she said, "Well, we need to destroy it." And then it was being for 10 years, and then another architect, he started over, and only several buildings left, and the new architect, he had to restore the whole entire territory and castles and cathedrals. The first year I was so excited because I was a tourist. I mean, I was working, I was living, but everything was new for me. And then 3 years passed, and I started really realizing, you know what, it's kind of the same. There are not so many, there are some differences, but in general, we are the same people. We have the similar problems, a lot of great things, a lot of not so great things. And when I saw my son, who was 9 years old back then, on the stage singing in a foreign language and dancing and saying something, I didn't know what he was talking about. I just realized, you know what, he will never know my culture. He'll never know what Russia is, what my country is, who I am. And I just, started thinking about maybe, it's time for me to leave in my country and go back and let my children, be at the place where my motherland was.
The palace looks French to me, but Catherine the Great, who had this built, she was actually a German princess that married a Russian guy who ended up taking over Russia somehow. And Sveta says it's actually considered Russian Gothic, this architecture. Ты красивая девушка. It's good we're doing this video about you and your life in a queen's palace because you are, of course, my queen.
Oh yeah, I'm not German though.
See.
Out of sudden, I just started feeling, like I've never been a patriot of my country, but I became one. So I just started feeling, I'm just Russian. I don't know what to do with that. So I like Pushkin, Dostoevsky, and Chekhov, and I really love Russia.
This is probably the third or fourth time I've been here in my lifetime, always outside. And last time I was here with Sveta and Christoph and Maxime, they had like costume characters outside everywhere, testing old ammunition and doing fun things for kids. It was like, for me, as in America, it just looked like Napoleon's army all over the field outside the palace. It was really cool, and there's pictures of it on my VK. did you come back?
So I was missing my country badly, and I mean, I like America a lot, and I adjusted to the life, and the people are really nice people there, and it's sunny and it's warm, it's nice. But you know, look at this, it's so beautiful, and I was missing places like this. I was missing my own language. I really wanted my children to have an experience of the education in my country, and learning about the culture, and just have this experience as a family to live now in my country, because I was living in your country for almost 10 years.
And I thank you for that, darling. I think I'll take it. We took the elevator back up to the 3rd floor because there's a cafe here, and it is, after all, an expat American video, so we are hungry. My lady.
This is a nice cafe in this museum. So that's actually my first time. I have never been inside of the museum. I was always walking around. So this is chocolate type of cake. And this is my favorite Russian dessert. It's called kartoshka. Maybe it's the shape of it as the potato. I don't know, Russians, you help me. You would know better what it is. And apparently this looks like an ice cream, but it's for making tea.
Honey, your drink is very cool. I've never seen this before. So
Yeah.
honey on a stick, and I guess there's other
It's ginger,
things in here. Ginger
yeah,
as well.
Ginger and mandarin.
And
or
you just
something.
stir it and wait, and it makes your tea. And I don't know what this is, but it's big and it's chocolate, and I like chocolate, so that's good enough for me. And I hear green tea is very good for your health. Take a big, messy bite. We're all watching. Tasty.
You're funny. Yeah, that's ginger and mandarin. Nice mix. It's very tasty.
It's me looking elegant.
So what I've learned when I was living in America, that how to appreciate things, because I feel like Americans, they appreciate little things which I wouldn't even pay attention. How many wonderful things we have. Like, remember when we were dating, we were like talking in Skype, and you saw the monument, and you were like, honey, what is that? I'm like, that? Wow, that's, it's just in my district. I mean, it's nothing, because I was passing this, monument every day. I wasn't even thinking deeply about it. And when you told me about this, I decided to go and kind of look, closely, and it was like something 1865 or whatever. And, for you it was something unusual, and for me, I just kind of like, I was living around these things, and I didn't appreciate it.
This cafe in particular, I think it's obvious to me that Catherine was from Germany. It looks like a German style. Maybe I'm wrong. Why did we pick this location to tell your story?
Well, I have special memories of this place because actually me and my family, we were living in this area, and my older brother and me, we came to this park when this park was like just, ruins. So we were playing with the brick, and we would take a boat and we would jump, like we were out of the boat, like we would dive in the river, which is now, you're not allowed to be in this river, you're not allowed to swim there. And people were climbing, all these walls. They were like pieces and parts of these historical, buildings right now. But in my childhood, it was just, the place where we could play, and a lot of kids were playing at the weekend.
So it was just ruins when you were a child.
Yeah, I think
and people came here and just goofed around and climbed on walls and swam.
Yes, I think there were a couple of buildings, like the full building.
So is there no roof here?
Yeah, there was no roof. It's completely new.
Wow. So they have restored this to what it originally was supposed to be.
Yes.
In recent times.
Yes. The architecture. So they found some letters from Catherine the Great, I guess. Well, that's what I was reading. Because as a child, I was told they were building it for 10 years, and then she changed her mind. And another architect, Kazakov, he started it over, and only 3 buildings left.
Let's go see the river.
As an adult and a Christian, it doesn't really matter where to live. Like, the Bible says your home is heaven. So I kind of feel like I made my decision about my life, but as a mom, I'm concerned about my children, and I want them to be Christians. And there are a lot of churches in the US, but we were living in a small place where they didn't have their peers. So then we send them from time to time to Moscow, and they have a lot of friends in the church in Moscow. And that was one of the reasons why we decided to move, when I decided to come back. And another reason is education. So with 3 students at the same time, we wouldn't be able to afford their education. And I wanted them all to have a choice and a chance to get their higher education. So that was another reason. And for my younger children, I really feel like I would like them to be in the system of education in Russia, because in Russia, it seems to me the education is more difficult, they have more discipline, and I think it's better for the young people when, they just observe a lot, and I wanted them to be in Russian schools.
So I see there's snow everywhere. Obviously it's February, and what's with all this yellow dirt on the paths?
Oh, that's the sand. Because if there was no sand here, we would be sleeping over this hill, down this hill. And look, there are birds over there. And this is the river. And it's a very romantic place, like I said before. In summertime and springtime, the couples are having their weddings over here in this park, because it's so beautiful. It's like a tradition for Russians to have their wedding. And this is one of the places where they have weddings.
Over here you have the traditional little huts, the little kiosks for people, I guess, on the weekend to get their food, their hot tea, their hot German wine. What's it called again?
Glintwein.
Glintwein, yes. Had that many times.
I'm not sure what's this. Трдельник. I know what krendel is. I know what Belgian waffles. This is hot dog and meat. And this is tanse and gyros.
So this is the frozen body of water here, where Sveta used to swim with her family and friends as a little Soviet girl.
This is a fountain. In summertime it has music on and the fountain are kind of like dancing with the music. It's very beautiful. It has different colors and you can see the ducks over here. These little cute birds.
How big is this park?
Well, it's huge. Today we only kind of like gave a, you know, a glance of it, like maybe it's 1/8 of the park. It's really big. It has a forest, you know, and other areas, other buildings. We just were in some of them.
I hope these ducks don't attack me. Where's my wife? There she is. So behind us, in the peeking out of the forest, to the tops of the roof of the palace. As we walk away, we got a lit cover here. It's very romantic. So again, what do you think of Moscow? How does it compare to your city? What do you think of Sveta's answer as to why she left Russia and why she came back? Leave a comment, let us know what you think. And click like, click subscribe. Before this video ends in a second, click the share button right now. You can interrupt me talking and send it to your friends. It'll help us out with the algorithms. Also, like I said before, we're on VK. And we have a Patreon account if you want to check the link below. And click the box to see what happens next.
Подписчики, мы очень хотим, чтобы Запад узнал правду о России. Похоже, алгоритм YouTube решил, что ему не нравится то, что мы говорим. Да вы можете помочь решить эту проблему, нажимая кнопку «Поделиться» для этих видео как можно чаще, чтобы исправить ситуацию.
Hello, this is Expat America. Нет, не America, American.
No, the statue.
Ah.
So who are these guys, Sveta?
Who are these guys, Joe?
Well, of course, these are two handsome colonial men. I'm just kidding.
Hello, welcome to
where am I?
Expat.
Do you see me? Okay, look, remember the castle has to be in the center. Sky, yes, there's me. Do you have the tower, by the way?
Здесь?
Да. Yeah, I can't see.
I
You
also.
got room for the title?
Да, да.
Go. Da.
Почему?
Speak and walk and smile more than feels natural. Remember, room for the title, the tower, your husband, and not a floating head. You need to include your shoulders.
Хорошо.